party people. So excited you're here with me today. This is Wendy. I am here to show you an awesome card. So sometimes I like to make cards that are a little bit funky, different than the normal size. The only thing I will caution you when you do this is sometimes you have to pay extra postage. So just be aware of that anytime you're creating a card that's out of the normal size range, okay? So I've got a couple cards here. I'm gonna show them to you, and then we're gonna go to my stamp desk and make them because they're so super easy to make, but they really have a great wow factor. So this is the card, and then this is the envelope. And then same over here. This is the card, and this is the envelope, and look on the front. Oh, so cute. So these cards are super simple. The color scheme is fantastic. I love pink, green, blue, black, and white together. And so they just always make a really great splash. They're great colors for summer. They're great colors for spring. And they're always just very happy colors, right? So I encourage you, even if you don't make these cards, try to make something with this color scheme. You're gonna love it, I promise you. So we're gonna go over to my stamp desk. I'll tell you all the supplies that I'm using. FYI, if you like my video, click subscribe, click the thumbs up, leave me a comment that tells me that you like the video, or whatever you would like to see in the future, if there's other ideas you would like to see me do. Also, you can shop with me online at loveandstampin.com or shoploveandstampin.com. All the links for all the products I use today are in the video description. Thanks so much, and let's go to my stamp desk. All right, here we are at my stamp desk, and I've got my piece of Whisper White thick cardstock, and it is cut at 6 by 7.5, scored at 3 inches on the 6-inch side. So the card size is 3 inches by 7.5 inches. I have pre-stamped Memento Tuxedo Black ink onto solid cardstock with the Hibiscus. Then I'm going to take my paper snips and trim away the stems because I don't need that piece. So one of the things I was really excited about with this project is just showing how you can really stretch your stamps and dies to get other images out of them. So you would never know that these even had a stem with them until you saw the stamp set, right? So I basically placed all of them down where I wanted them to be. And then I used Tombow Mono multi-adhesive to glue them on. Stampin' Up! Does sell this adhesive. It's a wonderful adhesive because it does not stick right away. It gives you a little bit of time where you could move around anything that you stick down. Now, normally I am a pop it up dimensional girl, so I would put dimensionals on the back of these and pop them up. But this time I wanted them to lay flat because I really wanted to pop up this sentiment and have it really pop off the card. And I kind of thought, if I pop up the flowers, then I got to pop up the sentiment. And I was afraid it would be a little much and it'd be a little bit too much dimension happening. So I made the decision to stamp and emboss in Whisper White embossing powder. I used Versamark ink to stamp, and you saw I used my little embossing buddy there at first. That just helps keep the embossing powder from sticking in places I don't want it to. This is a stitched square from the Stitched Shapes framelit set. If you don't have that framelit set, it is an awesome one to have. It gives you some ovals, some circles, and some squares. So really, really great one to have in your arsenal. So I do a really classy move here, and I take the back of my shirt and wipe off that black cardstock there because it's got that embossing powder, not the powder, but the embossing buddy talcum powder type stuff on there. And I wanted to make it look a little bit more black. You can also take a terry cloth or a paper towel that's slightly damp and wipe it over the cardstock too. It won't warp it, but it will give it that nice black shine again. So there's the two cards. They are so simple to make. Now I wanted to make the envelope for you. So this envelope is a really odd size. The great thing about the envelope punch board that I'm using here is it lists a bunch of different card sizes on the board itself, and then you just follow the instructions on the board. So this particular envelope was cut at, the cardstock was cut at 8.5 by 8.5. And then the score line that you start out is 2 5/8. Now you can see here that I have this huge excess flap. There's really nothing you can do about this. It's just part of when you're designing the envelopes. There's some envelopes that are going to have this overlap. So it's really easy to fix. As you saw, I took and folded it over, took my pencil, marked the area that needs to get cut off in order for the envelope to close properly. And I'm just going to trim it away on each side. Now, you can alter the look of these envelopes, or any envelope really, based on how much you trim off and how you want it to come together. Now, I really wanted to add a hibiscus flower to the back of this envelope. And you're going to see here how it kind of becomes a problem, and I'll show you. So I'm doing a bunch of different folds here to kind of decide how I want this to fold together and how I want it to look when it's done. So I just kind of mess with it, fold it, see how it looks. And then ultimately I decided that I wanted this flap that's at the bottom to come up a little bit higher. And then I wanted the flap that goes down to be a little shorter. Chew, excuse me. And so I've got this beautiful melon mambo flower, and I want it to go over the flap and kind of hang off the edge, so that when the person opens the envelope, it's like the flower is kind of what's holding the envelope closed, if that makes sense. So I went ahead and opened it, holding it together, took my pencil and made a mark, and this is going to indicate to me where I need to add glue. So I will know I do not want to add glue anywhere past that line, just over this side of the line, basically. Then when I glue this down, I'm going to just leave it in place and bring the envelope to the flower and push it down, and that will stick it in place. And that is super, super simple and easy. It's a really easy way to put together and just add something extra. Now, when I actually address and mail this, it will have to have extra postage because it's an odd size. And I will make sure to use good adhesive on that flower and that flap so that when it goes through the mail, it doesn't get messed up. Here's the finished card. I love the way it came together, and I love the fact that it has its own very special envelope. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more from me, you can click on either one of the videos that you see here. If you want to subscribe to my channel, click on the little circle with my face in it and you will be subscribed. And if you want to purchase any of the products you saw here today, there are links in the description below this video with all the product. Thank you so much for watching, and have a fabulous day. Bye-bye.